let us go ahead and get into this Christian stuff. All right. So we're going to tap into Jennifer Williams, all right, of Basketball Wives. All right. Y'all know that Jennifer Williams has been dating this guy that she's now married to, Christian Gold, who dabbles in stock trading or something like that. He has been accused of being a scammer because he has not returned people their money or whatever, or just took people money, ran off with it, whatever their excuse was. She's on Basketball Wives this season, and there's been a lot of conversation about Christian and his money and this and that. Evelyn Lozada has been on Jennifer's head for some reason. Like, she's just doing too much when it comes to Evelyn. I know some people go up for her, and I know we may not all agree with Jen's decision, but I just always feel like when you have friends, you cannot beat it in their heads on what it is they should do. Okay? You can't. That should stress you out and it'll piss you off, which is why Evelyn is pissed off now. Okay. You cannot beat that you can't. Okay. You could just express to her how you feeling, and clearly she wants to be with this man. Let her be with him. Right. So then what ended up happening was Jennifer ran into Evelyn's ex, the man that Evelyn act like she wanted to be with from Queen's Court. Yeah. She bumped into him at a restaurant with his fiance. And so she made a post of just him saying, "Oh, it's crazy how the universe works. I bumped into you, whatever, whatever." And that's it. Right? And this how you know Evelyn stay watching Jen, child. So Evelyn came back and just started dragging her, saying her breath was stank, talking about why you dragging my ex into this and this and that. And I'm like, girl, she really just posted a picture. You the one that's crashing out. Then she talks about, oh, you want to talk about exes and stuff like that? Let's talk about this ex. Let's talk about your ex's ex and how he needs to pay child support and take care of them kids and this, that, and the other. You a scammer just like him. And she just going off on Jen. Whole time, Jen not really saying nothing. So it definitely made Evelyn look crazy with her crash out, right? Well, not only did Evelyn go and get Carl, her son's cousin, to confirm that she got money from Christian and Christian hasn't given her a refund yet. Well, they're believing that she also encouraged Christian's baby mama to come to the front to have some things to say about him. And we're going to get into it because hold on tight. Okay. Let's get to it.
My issue with people is that you think that you can go into somebody's house, build a relationship, get close to those people, and then walk the fuck out and throw a grenade in that bitch and light it on fire, and then you turn around and look back like you did nothing. You take no responsibility for what you've done to cause chaos in people's lives. That's my issue that I have. Because if we really want to talk about it, we have receipts, text messages, conversations showing where you have disrupted the peace in people's homes. That's why you owe people money. You owe your own children money. You owe your own children so much back pay because you don't take responsibility for what you're supposed to do as a father, as a businessman. That's why we're speaking up. So y'all can give zero fucks all you want. My issue. So get ready. Because yes, I am mama. I am taking care of these babies. And guess what? I want you to live your best life. Do what you want to do. Travel, see the world, live your best life. But stop causing chaos in other people's lives and not taking responsibility for what you have to do to fix it. Fix it. Stop not paying people back. Stop ignoring the fact that you owe child support. Stop pretending like, oh, life is so grand and we're rich and we have all this money and we're just living our best lives and we don't care what we're doing to everybody else. We're just la 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 la, just fuck everybody. We're living our best life. Okay, keep living your best life, but guess what? We're coming for you. We're coming for you because you still owe money. You still need to take responsibility, and if you don't want to do it, we're going to make you.
All right, y'all. We'll get into a bit of this. I'm going to speed it up, but I feel like it's the second video I want to more so get into. So we're going to start with a few minutes of this one, and then we'll switch to the next one. And I do have it on a faster speed, but it's on his IG.
Can you hear me? That's all I cared about, was just being home, running my business, and making sure my kids were taken care of. That got toxic to the point where I wasn't going to bring this up, but I was actually physically abused, and I could have pressed charges. I could have pressed. See, this is the thing that men don't come out and talk about. We're told to shut the fuck up, right? And not talk about it. But I was actually physically abused, which I actually have on video, right? Because because here's the thing about domestic disputes, whether it's the male or the female. Typically, if the male is causing some type of force or inflicting any type of physical suffering or injury on a woman or a female, the cops get called. No matter if you have bruises, marks, whatever, the man gets locked up. He gets put into custody. I could have been that person and said, you know what? This is physical assault. I could call the police and get you locked up. But no, I didn't do that because at the end of the day, I don't wish it on anybody. And number two, I would not do that to the mother of my kids. So what I did was I said, you know what? I'm going to leave. It took everything in me. I'm going to be completely transparent. It took everything in me not to go off. But I said, you know what? I'm going to leave. And even before that transpired, we were already in a place of like, this is just not going to work out. Yes, we can coexist. We can stay in the same place, whatever. But I'm going to be in and out. You do you. I'm going to make sure I come back. I spend time with my children. At that time, they were super, super young. My daughter was only 2 months old when this situation occurred. My son was 1 year old, right? So I'm at the point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to leave, whatever. Come in and out, come in and out. And that resulted in me moving on, right? Things get toxic, but guess what? People move on. It doesn't mean that you hold me by a carrot or you hold me by a string and say, okay, since you wanted to leave, because on the video that surfaced online just a few minutes ago, it said that I got up and I just left. That's actually not the truth. I never just got up and left. Actually, I tried to work it out. I tried to work things out because I never wanted my children to have a broken household. No one wants that, right? But I'm not the only person on this live going through this. There's other fathers. There's also mothers too. This is not just a one-sided thing where it's, oh, woe is me. I don't come out and talk about this. I never do. I don't even go live. I barely even talk on my Instagram, right? But this is time where I have to break silence because I'm sick and tired of these stupid-ass blogs coming up with these narratives, right? And making the thing one-sided, right? So I said, okay, I'm not going to be labeled as a deadbeat because I'm not. Did my children receive support financially? Most definitely. Was her rent paid? Most definitely. Were her bills paid? Most definitely. Because I have documentation, I have receipts as well. Have they spent time over here with me and Jennifer? Most definitely. Has Jennifer ever got to communicate with them? Most definitely. So the biggest thing for me is you go online, you bring social media into this. When all in all, at the end of the day, everyone has their own problems anyway. Social media does not care about what you have going on in your household. At all. They're going to comment, they're going to give their opinion, and then guess what? You're still going to have to deal with it. Has court been continued every 30 days? Yes, it has. I get a notice in the mail or via email from the Attorney General that's with Department of Human Services or whatever it is. I get an email every 30 to 60 days saying, hey, it's been extended. You know why it's being extended? Because I sent over my financial documents, which I'm supposed to do, because what they do with the child support case is they develop something called a spreadsheet or a worksheet, right? Something called a worksheet. And from there, they get the father's income and they also get the mother's income, all right? The father's income, the mother's income. I send my income. It took my children's mother months for the income to be sent. It was never sent just until recently, actually, right? So now I'm in a place where I'm like, okay, now maybe this train can get moving. Maybe we can get something going, right? Because once we get this on paper, once we get this documented, a judge signs off on it, the amount is set, the amount is set. Now, unfortunately, the county that I reside in, that does not tie into visitation. So what I did as a father, complete transparency, I know that they're my children, right? But I did a paternity test. I did a DNA test because I wanted that to be documented, right? And I wanted it to be in the court system. So once child support order is set, then we can move forward with the legitimization side and saying, hey, this is visitation, whether you get them every other weekend, you get them every other month, however it is, however it works out.
You don't need a DNA
but
test.
The stigma online is you don't see your kids or you haven't sent me a dime. When record and documentation shows that I was sending you over $2,000 a month for that, at that time, a 3 and a 2-year-old. They're not in school. You're a stay-at-home mom. Over $2,000 a month. And still, can I see the kids? It becomes a thing of, oh yeah, most definitely. You can come get them. You guys can spend time with them. It becomes something like it's like playing tug of war because 1 week you're good and then the next week your hormones are all over the place and then now, oh, you can't see them. Fathers deal with this all the time with single moms because they're bitter. And the bitterness did not start until I got married, right? Because even before Jennifer and I got married, we were trying to work it out. We said we were going to meet up and we were going to establish a written agreement because when you have a written agreement outside the court, you can go through mediation, you can have a written agreement, you can have an attorney deal with it, you can get it signed off, you can get it notarized. And guess what? That is the agreement. The father agrees to pay this and see them on this date. And the mother has her side of the agreement as well. We went back and forth for months about this agreement. Okay, I landed back in town from a trip. Are we going to meet up face to face so we can come up with this agreement because I'm tired of this back and forth. We're not going to do this back and forth no more. Let's get something set in stone and let's stick to the agreement. For the betterment of the children. This is not about us anymore. This is about them. And it's sad because we can't co-parent for the health of them. Because at the end of the day, no matter how young a kid is, they see this. They feel this more than anything. And then they grow into yet another trauma. Somebody said you should have wrapped this up before getting married. Do you not understand how many times I try to wrap this up well before even proposing? Forget getting married. Well, and here's the thing, which I have to understand. We had an agreement, but was it written and notarized? No, it wasn't. And guess what? Even after she filed child support the first time, on my birthday last year, June 18th, let me share the photo. On my birthday. Photos don't lie. On my birthday, 6/18/20.
Oh, wow. I got to skip past that, y'all, because I was doing this live last night with Scotty and Give You the Real Tea. And on the video, when we watched it, someone else, we watched it from a different platform, they blurred out her details. So I was thinking he blurred it out. No, this is his actual live. He sat up there and pretty much, I don't know if she's still at that address, but you just put this lady ID out there and her details. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't know if she's still at that address, but I don't think that's protecting and providing, as they say.
People wouldn't know that though, right? Okay, let's go to May. So the stigma of Christian not paying his child, well, this is not even child support though. This was not sent to the Department of Human Services or whatever you want, the Department of Child Support, whatever it is, the DCS, I don't know what it's called, right? This was sent basically as a father who gives a fuck, right? Now, for all of you saying, oh, it's 2025, guess what? This ended when she decided to take it to court because my attorney at the time said everything ceases until we get a child support order in place. Now, do I want to continue to provide financially for my children aside from seeing them? Most definitely. But here's another thing. I don't have a phone number. I also don't have an address. We don't know where she lives. When we went to the court because she filed for abandonment, guess what? The judge said I have no jurisdiction over this because there's no child support order. I was also sent a cease and desist from her. So what do you do when you get a cease and desist from somebody? Do you continue to push and push and push and then risk getting another charge, maybe stalking or harassment? Because I have that screenshot too. For the record, I haven't seen my children since May of last year. She sent the court. This is where it becomes it's become frustrating for the court as well. You send the court a letter, like I showed you guys, to cease this because you're no longer pursuing this, and you and the child's father want to work out something outside of court. And then you go back again to file child support. This has now become like ping pong. It's like back and forth. With me as a father, I want to be on this. I've sent my documents to the attorney general that's over this case that works for the Department of Child Services. I've sent everything. And I can't control if I get a continuation date every 30 to 60 days. I can't control that. Right? I can't. So, yeah, I'm answering questions. For someone asked me if I'm answering questions. No. You're 100% right. Nothing has to be proven. But when do I get on here and try to prove myself? There's been multiple things.
Christian, baby, you just got on here last week on YouTube trying to prove yourself about the fact that you and Jen are indeed married. So that's all I'm just gonna say. But we're gonna get into this little piece here where he gets his mama on the line. Okay, so let's speed that up a little piece. So we got the aunt, uncle in the back, gets the mama on the line and got some things to say, and the auntie decided she was gonna snap the hell off, girl.
Right? I am in a position, and I've been in a position where I want to go to court and I want to be put on child support so we can stop with the back and forth. Because one week you're happy for me and my marriage, the next week I'm a deadbeat dad, the following week congratulations on your engagement, congratulations on your marriage, and then now you have let a certain individual or individuals get in your ear, and now you want to take to social media saying that you've never received child support. Now let me make this clear. I don't have a child support order. I'm waiting on a child support order. There's a difference. Number two, I have sent my children's mother money more than once on multiple occasions, which there are also receipts provided for that. If you ask me, she's gotten well over the amount that I've seen on my Instagram live. I saw mothers in there with 3 kids that were getting $500 a month, which is absolutely insane. But the amount she was getting was well over some of the comments I was seeing. And we're talking about 2 babies that are not in school. She's a stay-at-home mom. She watches over them 24 hours a day. This is what's brought to me. So I'm going to deliver to you what's brought to me. And ever since I got married, there's been a couple of women tripping, just like you said. This is not to bash my children's mother because I'm not here to do that. But I am here to respond because a lot of times you guys see something about me on the internet. You go to my page and then there's no response because I don't do the back and forth. But now it's like the video was sent to me. And I said, all right, it's time for me to break silence because now it's going too far. And then now the kids are getting involved. I'm definitely going to talk. You can say whatever you want to say about me, but now the kids are involved. And it's a very, very soft spot in me, in my heart when it comes to them, right? Because I've been going through this repeatedly since we split, all right? On and off. Now, answering the kind of went up a little bit, answering the person's question, when did it start happening? I just said it started happening when Jennifer and I got married, right? There's a woman by the name of Evelyn Lozada that got upset because she was actually present at the engagement and she was clapping. Sometimes you got to watch who's clapping on the front row. Some people show up to funerals and weddings and engagements just to get up under your skin. Get up under you and be in your business. You got to watch who's clapping on the front row because soon after, it was don't marry him. It was a cryptic tweet the day of our wedding. Okay? Cryptic tweets like on the day of a woman's wedding. That's not what you do to your friends, right? Now, allegedly, there's a few people or someone that got into the ear of my children's mother and I wouldn't say coerced her, but influenced her to come onto social media and say, hey, he hasn't paid child support. He has not seen his kids. But I'm here to tell you that I've been going to court. I went to court and she wasn't in court. There was also abandonment charge filed because she was saying that I was abandoning my children. When we got to court, guess what? The judge pretty much said, we don't have jurisdiction over this because there's no child support order. I consulted with an attorney upon being served for child support, and that attorney told me until this commences, then you don't send anything because you have to wait for you to get a court order. So do I want to provide financially for my children? Of course. Do I want to see them? Yes, because at a certain time, they were coming over here. They were around Jennifer. They slept over here. They've been here, right? They've been in the house and they've been in our presence and they felt the love and the energy.
I feel like why in my personal would the attorney tell you to not send anything? And that's when he said on his IG, he said that he was sending her $2,200 a month. I think he did May, April, and I think he did another month that he went back. Then I think in June or July, he ended up receiving the papers for child support. So he stopped it. And I didn't think that was a good thing because at the end of the day, your children still need to be taken care of. And you continuing to pay her that would allow you to show the judge that, hey, when I was paying her the $2,200, for the child or the children, you know what I'm saying? She was okay with that. And the judge may say, okay, well, you're going to keep paying her that amount, right? Now, granted, this could go either way, right? If you were to have shown the judge the $2,200, the judge may make you still pay that, right? And you may be okay with that because obviously you've been doing the $2,200. But it also could potentially backfire on her because she could potentially get less than that $2,200, right? But then she could like show some proof and say, well, he been giving me $2,200, and the judge may stick to that. I don't know. But she is going to have to produce her financial records as he is too, so they can, compare and contrast. So I don't know, but y'all really need to, y'all need to figure this out here, honey. All right? Because listen, neither one of y'all looking good right now. I'm going to say that. Okay? Neither one of y'all looking good. But I do feel like the reason she came to the internet, in my opinion, and I feel like y'all got to listen to more of this. In my opinion, I feel like maybe she felt like she didn't have no other options but to come to the internet. But then I also can see other people being in her head as well, right? But I just neither one of y'all is looking good right now, okay? Because your kids is going to be looking at this later, all right? Now let's keep going.
So it's very odd that a lot of times black men, and I'm not just making it a black thing, but a lot of men have to deal with this from whether you want to call it bitter baby moms or bitter women, and they want to, like my uncle says, dangle a carrot and say, hey, yeah, you can send child support. Even if there was an order, you can send child support. But guess what? In the state of Georgia, to answer a lot of your questions, in the state of Georgia, a lot of you, if you're on child support, you're probably in different states. In the state of Georgia, there has to be legitimization from that. Even if my name is on the birth certificate, legitimization is first. Of course, I submitted a paternity test, even though I know that they're my children, but I had to take the correct steps and make sure all my ducks were in a row. So I took a paternity test. I waited months to get results from the paternity test because what you fail to realize is both parties have to submit DNA. I can't submit it, then she doesn't submit it, and then also have the kids do it. Also, both sides have to submit financials for them to build something called a child support worksheet. We went months, right? And my uncle was there. We submitted documents. She asked for P&Ls due to the nature of my business. I submitted everything. Months go by, nothing submitted from the custodial parent. So it puts me in a position of I can't go to the court and put a gun to the clerk's head and say, hey, put me on the calendar. That's just not how it works in the state of Georgia. And the state of Georgia is actually, auntie, is it pro-mother? Or am I saying it right?
It's a pro-child.
Pro-child. So if you guys saw the order that was posted online by Neighborhood Talk, Shade Room, whatever, you guys see that it was my two children's name versus me. Yes. Right? So thanks for correcting me, y'all. Right. So another thing is I have a lot of comments saying, well, that shouldn't stop you from wanting to provide support for your children. You can't provide support. Number one, I don't have a phone number. I've been completely blocked. I've reached out countless amounts of times. Receipts can be provided. Number two, not only did I reach out, but grandparents have reached out. Grandparents have purchased Christmas gifts. She's saying, no, we don't want it. And number three, we don't know where you live. We don't know if you are in another state because when we went to abandonment hearing, you were in another state. And that was another reason why the magistrate judge said, we can't have jurisdiction over this if you're in another state. Also, a cease and desist was sent to me. So I'm reaching out saying, hey, let's sit down, let's meet, let's draw an agreement because you sent this letter to the court saying that you want to dismiss this and you want to just hash it out with the father of your children. I was completely fine with whatever. I reached back out. I get back in town from, I don't know if I was either out of town for filming or vacation. I can't remember that far back. But I get back in town and I'm saying, hey, let's meet up, let's talk, let's get this solidified, let's get this attorney involved to sign off on it, whatever, let's get it notarized. And then hormones start kicking in again. Like I said, ping pong back and forth. And here we are.
But see, Christian, you also just said that the attorney told you to stop sending money too. So which one is it? Is it that the attorney told you to stop sending money, or is it that you don't have a contact for her? I'm willing to possibly believe that you had a contact for her at first, because obviously you were sending money to that location or wherever you were sending it to. The attorney told you to stop, and are you saying in the midst of that she blocked you? So even if you want to help your kids, you can't because of the fact that you don't have access to her at all? But then at the end of the day, with the access matter, if you just said that the attorney told you to shut it down and not give her nothing until y'all progress forward in the case. So okay. Right. I don't know if he's telling the truth or not. I just think that he gotta do a better way of explaining his story.
Because for me, I don't know how you guys act with cease and desist, because I've sent them out before expecting that person to abide by the cease and desist. My wife has sent those out before, which you guys probably know about. Us, you send me a cease and desist, whether it comes from you or an attorney, I'm not going to harass you. I'm not going to continue to reach out. You said you want to settle this in court, then we're going to settle it in court. We'll figure visitation out in court. The court will determine the amount of child support. So all I'm saying is, you put certain receipts out, but put all of them out.
And they say you missed 2 court dates. You would have been arrested.
If I missed 2 court dates, and you guys can chime in the comments, like I said, I don't know who's on child support, who actually, took the child support order out, whatever. But it was said on social media that, number one, that I wasn't paying child support. I'm not on child support currently. What I was sending was because I wanted to provide financially for them, even though I wasn't seeing them as much as I wanted to see them at the time.
It's not an order, because there is no order.
Also, aside from that, if it puts me in a weird position, because I'm just like, okay. And my uncle would tell you, I've stressed out about this. I've cried about this. I'm like, yo, when will this end? But I have to understand, I can only control what I can control. I can do my part.
Well, you showed up to every court date.
I've showed up to every court date. If I skip court, there would be a warrant. And I don't know how it is in other states. Like, I'm not speaking on your state. I'm speaking on our state, which is Georgia.
Right.
If you don't show up,
the person that put out there, you missed court 2 times. Get your facts straight before you have a defamation case on your hands.
LP, I'm so confused. Just because you don't have an order though doesn't mean. So here's the thing: how can you pay someone when you're blocked on all platforms? How can you pay someone if you don't know where they live?
What's confusing about that?
I can't pull up.
Right.
I can't call. I can't text. I can't ask for a request or input. I'm blocked from all platforms. Like, y'all have to think.
Let me just interject for a second, because it really is a shame that you even have to get on here and do this. Because she decided to go to social media behind what somebody else posted. And it's just like, if you really want to have peace and have this resolved, it can happen outside of the court, because this is what you guys were trying to do. But now you add in all these extra layers. It really could be so simple and amicable. And really, the people that are suffering are the children behind this because of someone else's misery. It's just like, have an adult conversation, co-parent, figure it out, and that's that. And if you want it to be solidified, it can be notarized. You can then file it with the court, whatever. I don't know how this shit works, but to say all of this and then you're not doing your part and submitting your paperwork, it's just like, let's come to a peaceful understanding, because all it is like, it really is nobody's business. And I feel sorry for you, babe, that you have to even address this. And I know we try and just be like, okay, we're going to block out the noise because you don't want to stoop to people's level. But at a certain point, when people keep saying things about you, you do have to address certain things. It's just like, all right, enough is enough. A person can only take so much, and there's a way to do it and be respectful. Like, nobody's trying to bash her. It's just like, let's figure it out, because hopefully at some point you'll find someone that you'll fall in love with, and Christian's going to have to meet that person. It's going to have to all be one happy family at some point. So to do all of this is just so unnecessary.
I feel like, and I may not have all context, so I'm going to say this though. I feel like though, Jen, the issue isn't just about y'all being together. And I feel like that's what is being framed as. That, y'all found happiness in each other, whatever, and now she and her feelings. It seemed like it may have been something, and I'm reflecting back to the interview that she did. It seems like it may be something that was happening well before y'all got together. So, yeah. All right, because I don't even know what the point was to talk about being in love or anything like that, but okay.
It's like, why you want to social media? Because you want to try and tarnish him, or you want to get people on your side. It's so unnecessary. You can pick up the phone and call. Actually, his mother, who we're about to call, has tried to reach out to her. Can we get Gigi on the line?
And my wife also had a conversation, being the mature woman she is. She had a conversation with the mother of my children. I'm not going to say any names. I don't do that. The mother of my kids is her name. If you want to know her name, you figure it out. This is not to speak bad about the mother of my kids. This is to address, because I never do any addressing. We can get my mother on the line, because now you have to understand the actions also spiral, because the family gets affected too. If you're a grandmother or grandfather on this live, I don't know what it feels like to be a grandmother or grandfather, but these two do. And I know the love that they have for their grandchildren is crazy. My mother reached out to the mother of my children, and guess what? She wanted to send Christmas gifts. I mean, the list goes on. And it's not just my mother. Like, let me see the No, not yet. Like, see,
we ready for you. You're gonna be about to get a YouTube channel. Okay.
Turn this brightness. My mom want to talk to y'all. So y'all got auntie week before last, I think. I don't know. I can't keep up with that.
They got auntie today. Y'all need to go look at that Instagram.
My mother's mom, you are facing the screen, but you can talk. They can see you. You can't see them, but they can see you.
Listen, you got a taste of my little sister last week. You got a taste of my little sister. I'm Regina Monet. I'm the biological mother of Christian Gold and the mother-in-law of Jennifer Williams Gold. See, I sat back long enough. Because I am not the person that carries drama, entertains drama. I normally go to bed at 6:30, 7 o'clock p.m. because I am a businesswoman. I'm a career woman. But something told me I was packing my bag because I'm celebrating my 13-year anniversary with my husband over the weekend. I was packing my bag this evening, and the Holy Spirit told me I'll stay up for a while. See, it's a thing like this. If you're gonna tell it all. Tell the truth. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to answer God. I'm a woman of conviction. Obviously, she's not a woman of conviction. She's been faking conviction. But if she don't get it right, if she don't right her wrongs, God is gonna turn her over to the devil. I'm not entertaining nobody's games. Like I said, you got my little sister last week, and she's a monkey. Okay, she's a monkey. I can be the devil. So guess what? It's on and popping. I raised my sons to be upright, standing young men. To tell the truth, do what's right, and if you are wrong about something, right your wrongs. I don't take their side. I'm always on the side of right. So guess what? You know who you say you are. You know who you are. I'm not gonna call you by your name. I'm gonna call you it. You need to get it together. I sent her a text message a couple months ago, right after the Christmas holidays, went to Christmas shopping for the babies, and asked her, I said, I don't have your address. I would love to drop off the children's gifts. She replied, no, thank you. So if you're gonna sit here and get out on social media and try to play victim, guess what? Tell the truth. I knew y'all wasn't gonna make it in the first place. Because if you remember, you reached out to me on social media and asked for my permission to pursue my son. So if you want to speak truth, speak truth. Now I told you, my little sister's a monkey. I'm worse than that. So you're gonna get it from her end, you're gonna get it from my end, and guess what? I just got off the phone with my older sister. She's 20 times worse than I am. We're gonna support Christian, we're gonna support Jennifer, and all that they represent. Because I will shut you down. And if you don't get it together, you're gonna fall on your freaking face. You got your family and everybody else feeling sorry for you because you cannot be a woman of great character. You're the opposite of a woman of great character.
Hold on real quick, Mom. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna leave you turn this way. I'm just addressing this because I keep seeing this comment. About it being on social media. These children are gonna grow up and learn about all this stuff. Shaking my head, please. So hold on, Mom. Hold on. And I don't mean to cut you off, but I have to answer this because I keep seeing comments about it. So when the woman goes on social media to bash the father, y'all expect us to just shut up? Y'all expect us to just kneel down and just be quiet? Yes, the kids do grow old, and the reason why I grew up. My mom did put my father on child support, and I'll let her speak on that in a second. But of course, my household was single parent. Yeah, my mother took care of me and my older brother. But my mom and my father never beefed. It was a great co-parenting relationship. Aside from her not even putting him on child support. Is child support cool? Yes. I'm sitting here saying that I'm waiting on the order to go through. If social media is saying that I did not pay child support, which is a false statement, be careful and tread lightly about defamatory statements. And I'm be careful. This is a warning. Because that is not the truth. If I was sending nearly $3,000 a month, which I provided for receipts for on my live, why the hell wouldn't I do that on child support? And I was just doing that willingly without a child support order.
And in Georgia, if you're 90 days behind in child support, your license are suspended. And if you're 120 days, you go to jail. So if he was not paying child support, he would not have a driver's license and he would be incarcerated in the state of Georgia.
It was 2,200. You can't round up 800. So it shows that you were on the live. But what I didn't show and what I can show is the Cash App transactions, the Apple Pay transactions. Oh, texting me randomly saying, hey, I'm not going to say the name of my kids, but X and X, they need more diapers.
I just want to touch on real quick the mama situation with his parents not having, child support, but the dad being active or whatever. Y'all just don't have that type of relationship. For whatever reason, I believe y'all have some DV things going on. Y'all just have a sour, y'all just got a sour relationship, okay? And I mean, hopefully y'all could figure it out. But it seemed like you still willing to do child support at the end of the day. I mean, he was giving the money. All right. Now, how long he was giving that money, I don't know. Okay. But you showed us a little piece or something.
Another thing I can provide is me having a FaceTime call while me and Jennifer were traveling, and I had to step to the side to do a FaceTime with the potential nanny, in-home nanny that I agreed that I would pay for. See, you see a little inkling on the internet and then you just glow with it. And that's our problem in the Black community. You see a little inkling, you just, that's the truth. But now my silence is broken. Because now it's one thing to come from my pockets, but now you're trying to ruin my reputation. Now you're trying to ruin my integrity. Now you're trying to ruin my character. So if you think I'm going to still shut up, then cool. You can think that. But to answer that, yeah, if the mother can come out, because I would never do this to the mother of my children. Actually, I wouldn't do it to anybody because I have my own happiness right here. I have a life. I posted today, 365 days, 365 ways. You wake up and the first thing on your mind is Jennifer and Christian. When we were engaged, when we were boyfriend and girlfriend, yeah, the comments were negative, but they said, oh, they won't make it 6 months. But when we got married, now y'all trying to attack a marriage. Jennifer already said in front of hundreds and thousands and millions of people that the only 2 people that can break this up is us. So your comments, they really don't matter. The only reason I'm addressing this is because I have an attachment to these children, and these children don't deserve for their father to be bashed, because one thing I would never do is bash their mother on social media. You cannot count how many times I bashed my children's mother. I want her to find happiness. I want her to find peace. And I want her to think for herself instead of the blind leading the blind. Mom, you can pick up.
Well, listen, you were 6 months old and Dee was 3 years old when your father and I.
Thank you so much, Shan, for the super chat. Hey, big thank you, Jamie, for the live. Of course, you're welcome. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you're liking up the video as well. Thanks for the super chat.
Parted ways, okay? And your father agreed to want to. He said that you could file child support, so that way I have documentation. But your dad and I came up with an amount that he was comfortable with, and we kept it that way. I'm not going to name this person in the family, but they said that all he's paying you is stay out of our business, because we are doing this together. Stay out of my business. I never took your daddy to court. I never kept you or your brother from your dad. That's the reason why we get along today. That's the reason why. Because, see, I can say this. I'm a woman of character. I'm a woman of integrity. See, I can sit up at what time is it? I can sit up at 11:05 p.m. and say that I'm a woman of character and integrity. I know when to stay in my lane, and I know when to get out of my lane. And tonight, I had to get out of my lane.
Too red. Oh,
I had to.
Is this storyline because Jen and Evelyn still follow each other and Evelyn's annoying as AF? No, I'm glad I didn't say the F word. See, I'm working. I'm work in progress.
I'm going to address Evelyn, because no matter how much I address her, she doesn't address me back. She puts up documents. She does all these things. Called me a cunt. Told me to pull up. But she doesn't want to have a conversation. She doesn't want to address me. I not only went to Los Angeles, I also went to Las Vegas where you were. I went to Las Vegas too. I was there as well too. And you still didn't want me to be. You didn't want to sit down with me. You don't have a conversation. You are not, as my sister says.
Nah, Evelyn was dodging you like she was dodging Laura Govan.
Evelyn, you are not a woman of character. We all know that, as we stated. You sleep with everybody, man. You and your daughter ran a train on by the game. So I don't understand what your issue is. I mean, what's your issue with Jennifer being happy? See what she did when you could say she was dating bad men. You want to bring that up? You was all for that. You was happy about that. As soon as she got a man who loves her, treats her like a queen and everything else, you got a problem. And I'm gonna say something else. Let me address this. I'm so sick of the fucking "are you gay" comments. I'm so sick of that shit. We have gay friends. I have gay nephews. It doesn't matter. But all you men who keep talking about something, women talking about, is he gay? He probably dick down your mama. Okay, so stop sitting here talking about, is he gay? He ain't never been fucking gay. He been a man all his fucking life since he came in here.
Y'all, it's no disrespect, but all I heard was Usher is gay. I will never let Kiki mama live that down.
And I'm not saying the men who are gay are not men, but he didn't like pussy all his fucking life. I know that. He didn't have plenty of fucking girlfriends. I'm so sick of the fucking narrative because he dressed good, because he don't be calling motherfucking bitches and all this kind of shit that y'all want to say he's gay.
Let me ask y'all something. That's a good point. And I like if you really look at my comments, if I respond to you, I respond to you in positivity. Somebody just put a gay rainbow and I reply to gay rainbow back. Are you gay? I don't know. Maybe I am. Like, all of it is sarcasm because I'm not going to go back and forth with a coward. I can dress the way I dress. I'm supposed to take care of my skin. I'm supposed to take care of myself. Absolutely. I look the way I look because God made me look this way. I don't need a fucking filter. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure, I know my mom is on here, but I'm pretty sure the way she get taken care of romantically, she know the deal. And I hang around gay guys. The only person that I was cool with that was actually in the gay community is standing right here before I met my wife. So my wife, you can come in the frame, Armani. Everybody know you. No, you want to come back here. So the only friend I had, right? I've been knowing Armani 16 years of my life since we was, working in retail in the mall. I come into a relationship with my wife, and a lot of the gays love Jennifer. The gay men love Jennifer. Yes. But hold on, last but not least, just so she brings gay men around me. See, the people that are homophobic are the ones I worry about. Absolutely. Those are the ones that's actually the cause. See, I can hang around them, and they know not to cross that boundary with me. Yes. And they do understand, like, yo, we can't do that with him. We can't. But I can hang around them because they're a human being, just like you, straight. Exactly. We all hang around them. So like the comments are actually funny at this point in this comment. They're my friends. So why would I deny her friends and not hang out with her friends because they're gay? I don't want to be around them. What does that say about me? Right.
I feel like he ate y'all up just a little piece with that one now. Okay? Now I think he done chewed on y'all neck bones just a little bit. Okay? Calling that man gay as if that's supposed to be like a bad thing, even though he's saying that he not. That's not nice to be for the community and then be projecting that onto other folks like it's so disease. He kind of clocking y'all. He said y'all really homophobic. That's
we're all our family. We're all our family. Right.
Not y'all, but them.
It's because I wear I saw a couple of comments about the Gucci pants. But when A$AP Rocky do it, why is it a problem? Chris Brown do it, why is it a problem?
Oh, when Shanice wear Alibaba and present it as Evelyn's brand, y'all don't talk about that.
Yep.
Y'all don't talk about the fact that they was fucking in her house after she didn't had sex with her friend.
Man.
There's so much more that Evelyn can talk about. And y'all think about how I address Evelyn because she keeps putting this battery in these people's backs to try to get them to do these things because she is the coward. Y'all saw last night's episode, or 2 days ago, y'all saw the episode. Shanice want to call Jennifer a coward. No, your mama's the coward. Your mother's a coward because she want to put a battery in everybody's back, trying to tell them to speak out against Jennifer and Christian. Find you a man, keep you a man. You was engaged to Antoine Walker for 10 years and he didn't marry you.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? And then I'm gonna let my wife speak. And I want my uncle to chime in too if he wants to. You know, uncle, he's a man of little words. He's a man of a lot of action, though.
Yes.
So you know.
Yes.
And you don't. One of the pink jacket right here, the Givenchy jacket. You don't want to mess with that one either. But one thing I'm gonna say is, I do get pissed off, and I stay quiet. I came out for the first time today, but I do get upset when I become the fall person because Evelyn
loving this. You know why? Because Evelyn gonna be like, ooh, they had to go and get the whole family to come for me.
Why don't you respond to this woman right here?
Right.
You told her to pull up, but you want to call the suits, and yeah, you don't want her film and be confronted by my aunt, but you sent the invitation. You threatened my wife and told her she can't walk the streets of LA. The only time she walks the streets of LA is when she's jogging.
That part.
She's doing exercise. It's probably something that you need to do.
Because like start somebody with them arms of yours.
You don't want to go back and you don't want to do that because y'all poke the bear and y'all keep poking me. Guess what? All y'all see is a shade room. All y'all see is a neighborhood talk. All y'all see is spiritual word. You come see G's page and you don't see nothing. You see me putting up positivity, inspiration. That's what I do because that's what social media is built for. But I promise you, I don't play about her at all. This is not a threat. I'm telling you, I don't play about her because like I said on my IG, I don't give a fuck what the network do. They can say, "Oh, Christian, you can't film no more." I didn't want to film in the fucking first place. Excuse my language, mom. I didn't want to film in the first place. I filmed to support it because my wife is the only one with a true storyline. In the comments, tell me if I'm lying. She has something to talk about. She has something to see. And if anything, it should inspire people. All we do is try to inspire people. No matter the age difference, we're trying to let people know, no matter where you are in life, there's still love out there. And there's someone that wants to shower you with love. They want to treat you better than what you treated. I told Jennifer from the start, I'm not here to play games with you. I'm not here to kick it with you. I'm locked in. When I knew I was locked in, I was locked in. I rest my case.
And Jennifer got all of us behind her. All of us ride behind her.
That's right.
She got all of us.
Well, I think that's part of the issue. So people are not used to me having support, right?
I was literally finna say that. And let me tell y'all something. Y'all gonna be mad at me. And I'm okay with that. Although I am cringing slightly, right? I do like that Jen does have support because for me, I have watched this show and I've seen a lot of Jen being attacked. Now, Jen may get fly at the mouth or whatever the case is, but all of the ladies do, right? But they also saw Jen as the weaker one she's too sedity or too high up. Like, she's not going to really fight with y'all for real, like throw hands and stuff. She really should have never befriended Evelyn the way that she took them shoes off and ran and jumped on that table to do a damn Naruto or whoever move, okay, airbender or something, bitch, okay. You should have never been her friend. And then Malaysia throwing a chair at you, girl, I would never, okay, not a chair but a table, but I do understand, as time goes on, people don't feel the same way now as they may have felt, years ago or whatever. So it's maybe easier to forgive, but I do kind of like that because y'all know her mom died and she's the only child. So I'm like, okay, I'm here for the support. I am here for the support. Just a little piece, though. Just a little piece. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have support. And they ready. You say pull up, they gonna pull up. So be careful what you ask for because you're writing a check that your ass can't cash. Because when people pull up, then you want to go call the suit. So you don't want to don't say these things. And pulling up is not like somebody's coming to fight you. But if you tell somebody to pull up, you need to be ready for whatever it is that you suggested.
Hey, somebody asked what the suits are. They don't know what the suits mean. You want to know what the suits are?
Oh, the suits are when people call it executives or they call it the network. Yeah, I feel threatened by this person. Or I don't want to film with this person because that's what Laura told me happened to her. The reason why Laura is not back on the show because after Laura did the interview with Carlos King. And she basically put it out there that she ran into Evelyn at the Whole Foods and Evelyn was dodging and going in between aisles because Laura was ready for her ass. So she allegedly
I think that's what she did with OG too, right? I think that was a little bit, all she had to do was tell Shaunie, I don't want to work with her with OG and OG's out of there.
Suits and told the suits that she felt threatened by Laura and all of this shit. That's Laura's story to tell, but Laura told it to me and Laura gives zero fuck.
Catch how Christian hasn't really cut Jen off. He must watch my last video and I was like, can you let her talk?
So I'm sure she doesn't mind me telling the story. And just to segue from that, I did not see the episode on Monday because we were in DC and
a lot of people got mad from Preakness. I think
we went to Baltimore this weekend. We went to Preakness. It was 150 Preakness and
tell them who we were invited by. Let's give a shout out. Top attorney.
Yes, we were invited by my best friend Joy. So Preakness hosted us and it was sponsored by Aston Martin.
Smoothly Gold.
Yes.
They had an actual garden.
We had a
So
blast.
anyway, we had such a great time, and we ended up staying in DC for a couple days, and we just didn't watch the show. It's not actually a top priority for us. We're not like running to the TV at 8:00 on Monday. We were actually enjoying ourselves, and we got back last night, and all this bullshit has ensued. So we still haven't had a chance to watch the show. Auntie and uncle have watched the show. I didn't hear the coward comment. I actually really don't care. Like, you can call me whatever you want to call me. Like, I'm not gonna roll around in mud with pigs.
She wants my aunt to pull up because my aunt she called my aunt a cunt.
Mhm.
Right. And
The guy in the back tee is Christian's friend. I forgot his name, and Jennifer's friend. That is how they met, I believe. They met by way of him.
and we want to engage with y'all. She called my aunt a cunt on social media.
Give them the context.
I'm going to let my aunt give it. I'm going to let auntie give it.
Well,
I'm just-
Armani was in it too.
so Armani started it, and then we'll segue here. But he didn't start it because actually she
She did
started.
some little. Actually, Evelyn started.
She's
She
been
put a
put-
message. Yes.
And before we go into that, real quick,
Just talk. Say we talk about.
Tag it.
Tag her.
Say we talk about.
Just tag it.
Tag her.
Just
That's all
like
I said.
yeah, like somebody came in comments earlier from my live on Instagram. It was like, oh, I'm about to tell her what you said. I said tag her.
Tag
Tell
her.
her.
Tag her.
We're here.
please. Tag
She's not blocked for a reason. I want you to see this light.
Tag her.
She probably watching.
Tag her. I'll tag
She's so
Amy.
invested.
I'll
So-
tag Amy. Carl's ex. Let's get us all getting here together. And then we talk about how Amy had a 5-month-old daughter while you was 6 months pregnant, while you was fucking her man while they was together. Tag Amy. Let's tag Amy. Let's tag Erica Banks. Let's tag goddamn Megan Stan. We can tag everybody. Just let's talk about what you're doing. Matter of fact, tag the game. Because he can talk about all y'all who he done ran through.
Man.
Or talk about the lawsuit against him. He owes $7 million to Priscilla Rainey for sexual assault. Hold on, did y'all read that court case? He fumbled her. He sexually assaulted her in front of thousands of people. That is on court document. But y'all don't want to talk about that though. She don't want to bring that up. Talk about that. The
Right.
man, your grandchild's father is a perp.
And you making memes, making fun of domestic violence?
Yes.
You have a 501c3 nonprofit organization that supports domestic violence? You're a joke.
Yes.
Ooh.
You're a joke. Like, that is very disgusting behavior to make fun of that.
Yes.
Ooh.
When someone went upside your head.
Mhm.
That's disgusting.
Right. Yes. Yes.
And these ain't the only soldiers I got robbed behind.
Yeah, she said Megan because of him being over 1501 when Megan was over there, and Carl being the baby daddy to Evelyn, and how Carl was handling Megan and her contract and stuff. So I think they're trying to highlight the fact that, you act like you all for the women and stuff, or whatever the case is. But BIT, let's talk about your baby daddy and how he did Megan. That's why she said Megan.
Behind me either. Troll.
Megan is
Who said?
fat.
Who said?
It's up in the comments. Hey, I got soldiers. I just stay quiet. Hey, I know goons. Like I don't.
You better Google me.
I know goons.
I'm not worried about the
stop.
game. I'm talking
The
about
goons are here
the blood
on the
in
screen.
chat.
We
You
do
don't know
not
what
need no
60s I
more.
can have wrote into the chat either. Don't let this motherfucking face fool you.
And my mom will tell you specifically. I don't even mean to speak this low. My mom knows personally because she was the one coming to see me in prison. She know personally. Inmates coming up to my mom like, yo, we got respect. It ain't no respect for this dude.
I
Stop.
didn't
Don't
know
play
he
with
was
me.
in a game.
Don't, because I can really take it there now.
Block them.
I can really take it.
There's
Block
no
them. They don't
need.
deserve to be
Stop.
a part of
These
your
ain't the only
life.
goons I got. I promise you.
There's no need.
Block them.
And as
They're
women,
wasted. They're
I
wasted
do
choice.
understand them wanting to bring the goons up, but because Evelyn did tell Jennifer she would not be able to walk the streets of LA safe, especially knowing that her daughter's, man, whatever he is to her, a baby's dad, is a part of one of the gang. You know what I'm saying?
No. This is no. It's just dollar signs. I ain't gonna block them. This is only comments from subscribers.
but as a woman,
So y'all keep dumping money into our pocket.
as women, we address the women. So as women, we're here addressing these women because they're women. If they were men, then of course the men would address the men. But as a woman, my nephew ain't gotta sit here and go back and forth with a non-factor ass bitch because she's not irrelevant. She needs a storyline so damn bad that all you do is bring up stuff all the time about everybody else's instead of your own. Then you say you and Tiffany is not friends no more. Huh? I wonder why.
Well, she's friends with no one.
Yeah, you don't have no friends.
You have
no
to
ally.
know how to be a friend to have
Yes.
friends.
But all you want to do is sit back and put batteries in everybody's back. Bitch, you probably got a goddamn stock and energizer. from buying so many batteries to put in people back. That's all you do.
And for all y'all saying that my wife started the thing with
please,
well you
please
said
address
you
that.
you said she my wife didn't first of all she didn't start nothing. Even when we're filming and she got to film with Evelyn.
Okay.
She listen, I'm getting there, babe.
Okay.
Y'all saying like, oh well, why you gotta bring Shanice into this? Well, Shanice is a grown woman dealing with grown men. I understand that's your baby. But y'all continue to say, oh, he's a convicted felon. I fucking know that. I'm the one that told the world I was a convicted felon. I didn't let basketball wives do it. You know how many stages I stood on and talked in front of thousands of people that I'm a convicted felon so they can have something to relate to, whether they went through that path or not. So yes, my wife's going to respond and say, yeah, your daughter's baby father's a felon. If it's like, it's not a comparison, it's a fact.
And a known gang member.
But then when my wife brings up your daughter, you're saying, oh, don't talk about my daughter. Yo, you have, I don't bird, you a bird brain. See, you didn't want to confront me on the show because you already know. And the thing is, I can eat you with my words and do it respectfully. Ask your other castmate about that.
That's how it's supposed to go.
Absolutely.
I don't have to get aggressive with you. And this is how I talk. This is how I talk even when I'm excited.
And talking about someone and making a comparison is two completely different things. I don't know if, like, clearly you never walked through a school door to know the difference, but that's the difference. A comparison and talking about someone, look it up. It's not.
You never
It's not
walked
the same
through a
thing.
school door.
And facts are the facts. And she threatened you. She did. She threatened you.
Did you see what Evelyn's daughter said about CG? It ain't much you can say about me. Because guess what?
We don't care.
Hey, I marry good stock.
Mhm.
Men only want good stock.
Mhm.
I'm speaking. Here's the thing. You women in these comments can't correct me. I'm telling you what a man wants. We want good stock.
That might be my
Not low
cue,
stock.
honey.
And my husband is asleep.
That's my cue, love. That is my cue. Okay. Y'all done heard Christian go over here and get his wrestling team WWE or WCG. I don't know, but the people done got their teams together and they are ready to wrestle it out with Miss Lozada. Okay? So that's what's going on. Not are you good stock? That's crazy. This is crazy. I know Christian's baby mom did go over to her social media page and she kind of aired some stuff out over there. I'll get into it real fast though. Well, she posted like some messages and stuff. All right, let's see. So he messaged her and said, just wanted to send you an update. I'm trying to get home. We've been stuck in San Francisco since hopefully returning Friday evening. Our flight was rescheduled. So this was in July. I want to say July of last year. She says, got it. Just really focusing on this rent right now. My head isn't worried about you being here for the meeting. It's all good. Just prioritizing and making sure our children will have a home. He says, I'm doing what I can to expedite this wire. The network has to I guess look or lock all episodes before they issue any money. That's been the holdup. But if you get money on a regular, why would that be the holdup with waiting for her to have to wait on a network? Our flight was rescheduled and got canceled again due to this global IT outage. This man always deflects. Let's focus on the issue. All right. Are you still unable to help with any funds for last month or the month for the kids? Let's go back. He says, I'm working on sending something this week. Okay. What did you say was important that you wanted to talk to me? Okay. We spoke about meeting up to discuss a few things. Okay. It's okay. I just wasn't sure if it was something that urgently needed to be discussed. Okay. So this was in August, and I want to assume that this was last year. He says, hi, I hope all is well. Just wanted to check in. Is your mother still in town? She is, but I've decided to no longer try working things out amongst ourselves and meeting up. Accommodating you hasn't gone very well for our children. Know that I'm not blaming you or anyone else, and I definitely don't want to pick a fight. This is not coming from a place of pain or resentment at all. I meant everything I said previously when I told you I was not angry. I wanted to be able to handle this situation by discussing it in person, but at this point, I don't feel safe and trusted enough to do so. I've just taken the time to process what's been happening. As far as requesting to close the case, they will no longer be, I don't know, something and what else she says, after I retracted the closing of the case earlier this month. So you were requesting what, child support, and then you stopped requesting it? Well, I've just taken the time to process what's been happening. As far as requesting to close the case, they will no longer be something after I retracted the closing of the case earlier this month. You don't want the risk of what? What did she say as far as requesting the close of the case? They will no longer be, they won't be closing it. After I retracted the closing of the case earlier this month, I just don't want to risk the chance of any false promises or manipulation moving forward. Okay, got you. For everyone asking why my kids keep getting pulled into this, so here we are. She said, for everybody asking why my kids keep getting pulled into this. Now, I think she may be talking about why come to the internet with it. And in my opinion, to me, Jennifer and Christian not putting your kids in it. That was Evelyn. Evelyn literally just went on a rant, posted y'all court documents and said how he needs to pay this and needs to do that and take care of them kids. Evelyn technically brought them kids up in it. So I feel like when you come to the front, I mean, like, check him, yes. But I also feel like get Evelyn. It's like BITCH, don't mention my mother. Like, you don't want nobody talking about your daughter. Don't mention my motherfucking daughter and son, okay? When you trying to use ammunition against them. Don't bring up my kids. But you got enough with the scammer situation, right? Just a little piece. But yeah, so she says, this isn't just for me and my kids, but the countless women I've spoken to who have been abused and manipulated by this man mentally, physically, and emotionally, because I do believe there's a DV charge. Did somebody try to jump out the window and break their ankles or something like that? I'm not sure if that was her or not, but yeah. Okay. So tax return or something. Thank you. Tomorrow's hearing will continue for 30 days to allow discovery regarding Mr. Walden's income. He says they want my statements. No, they are looking for the $6 million. I'm screaming. Is that what he said in that interview with Carlos? Child. Oh, and you love and miss your kids so much, but you were in the same city and didn't attempt to see them. Period. Okay. Now, I am on her side just a little bit, okay? Because at the end of the day, I feel like don't come to us having all of this conversation. A lot of this conversation would be minimized, and she wouldn't even have to come to the internet regardless of how it looks if you were just doing what you need to do. Whatever attorney advised for you to just stop payments, I don't think that was a wise choice. And with the integrity that individuals say they have, yourself, your mom, if you have this integrity, in my opinion, I feel like integrity would say, let me go ahead and continue to do my part, right? So when that time comes, I'm going to show them, hey, this is what I'm going to be giving you. Like this is all I gave her. I gave her this right here. Or I put this money up in an account for the kids, okay? I was never trying to withhold anything. My goal is to be here for my kids and support my kids, right? So yeah, but I understand, like, oh, okay, I ain't got no access to her. I can't talk to her. I don't know. Maybe that is true. Maybe that's not. I don't know. The messages she showed us looked like it was from last year. So maybe she was like, if y'all don't contact me, y'all stress me the hell out. It could have been a situation like that, right? However, I don't know. I feel like as parents, to me, and everybody's a different parent, as you care, I just think it should just go a step further to me. If y'all had an account potentially for those kids, then it wouldn't really be a need to talk to her for real if you're automatically making sure you deposit money into that account for her to get access to. But it would be a need for y'all to talk, for you to have that time with your children, because being a parent is more than just providing financially, and they're pretty young, they're pretty young. So, I mean, I kind of feel like y'all still got some time to get it together. So get it together. And let me say this too, Jen, it is a bit disappointing too, because you telling them to get it together, but then you over here, I don't know, it felt like you was supporting a little bit of BS too. You know what I'm saying? You over here with the shits. All in all, what I'm saying is I don't think it's all on the mama. Okay? It's a 50-50 situation, and both of y'all got some fault, and y'all need to do better, especially better with communicating. Okay? So if it's going to go through the courts, let it go through the courts. I don't see anything wrong with that. If she feels like whenever she reaches out, it's always an excuse, or you got to wait till this time, you got to wait till that time. No, I'm just going to wait till the date that the child support going to put it into my account. Okay, but either way, we wish you guys luck. So good luck. All right, to everybody. All right, to you guys and the children and everything. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. And that's all I got. That's all I got for y'all today. I overspent my time with y'all. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one, honey. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I could face the rim, putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over.